What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with DeeJayLove. Castle level is a 31, so we'll jump into it. Alright, let's see what he's got. I feel like the snowman attacks way faster than my normal archer. Wow, that hurt. Oh my god. What is behind there? I did not see those archers. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, that almost killed me. So archers do a lot more damage than they used to, if they actually hit, and I got hit with multiple bolts because I was in a confined area that I couldn't really dodge. It's pretty good. Alright, so just getting some distance from the Jimbo, and that will allow me to kill it without really having to deal with the personal bubble. Because if anybody's not aware, the personal bubble will go away because they want to walk, like the AI tells it to walk faster. I don't know, the personal bubble makes you walk slower than you normally do as a Jimbo or a smelly warrior. So if you get far enough away, it drops the personal bubble to walk faster. But you can still attack it because archers have insane range. Also, if they're stunned, they lose the personal bubble as well. So just a couple ways to deal with it without even having to get close to the creature as an archer, which makes it quite a bit worse. But still, I've seen certain scenarios where if you're kind of trapped in a room with one of those and you start taking damage, it's easy to, you know, have it snowball out of control, especially if he gets enraged or howled. Alright, there's a Zeke here. It looks like he's not defended though. It's the dampener, which I think might not be what you were going for, so maybe you should take a look at that. I'm guessing you wanted the Zeke to be defended instead, and that would have actually been pretty good because you would have had a Robo Shield-Atroned Zeke, which is pretty strong. So I see what you were going for there, it just wasn't quite set up correctly. Or maybe I did something to change the pathing if I moved a certain way, I don't know. Alright, the Puppeteer here won't ever get within range quick enough. I guess maybe if I don't crit the headshot on the Scorpio up here, maybe he gets close enough to heal him. But generally the Puppeteer is going to walk up to this point, and then you're going to probably end up damaging the Defendatron once, and he'll start healing the Defendatron rather than the Scorpio. So I don't know if that's going to work out. It's too long of an area for heal to really work well. Alright, now this one is interesting, because I should be able to headshot this and almost kill it. And then the mini stun, and then you can just run away and it should die, maybe? Yeah. That's just the personal bubble thing, not really being that good, I guess. It's better in smaller areas, because you can't get that same distance away from the Jimbo. This could hurt, but I dodged it. I'm really not used to seeing this many archers, so I have to get used to it again. Just throw it on a volley. That should kill them both, I hope. It didn't, though. I think it killed one of them. Alright. I took a couple of unnecessary shots there, but yeah, I mean, I like the archers. I think this is definitely more of a patch 20 castle. Because I think those type of units, like more trash mobs than we've seen really before, is the way to do this. So yeah, you can kind of see also how much bear traps shut down Jimbos as well. This is one of the small areas that I was talking about. It's a lot more difficult to deal with him. But stunning him with bear traps does help. He does quite a bit of damage though. You saw him chunk down my life about 1/3. Which is probably upwards of, what, 800 damage or so? That's pretty strong. And yeah, archers, even though they die pretty quickly, they have enough DPS where they're a little scary. I'm wondering also if maybe you should be using more rotating fire traps rather than, what do you call them, rather than ballistas. I don't know, they zone people out better, but also, I don't know, it's up for debate, I guess. Like, you're using them in these spots where zoning people out is pretty important as well. I don't know. I guess it's just something to think about, because I don't know really which one would be better in like this circumstance where this is a pretty wide open area, so maybe it's easy for me to dodge it, whereas it's a little bit harder for me to stutter stop and dodge this as I'm trying to fight archers. I think definitely in like more choky areas, oh, this could kill me. That's luck. He hit me for like 2,500, but for some reason I'm full life. I don't understand that. At least I saw the number flash up that I thought was 2,500. Maybe it was 250 from the ballista instead. I don't know. Maybe I blocked his shot and got hit for 250, and then had a health globe drop. But yeah, I know rotating flare traps are better for the like smaller choke areas, but the bigger areas with all of these archers and stuff, maybe ballista traps are better. Alright. Drop a volley, but I'm not sure what's coming. Okay, it's another Jimbo. We will have him stunned, and then again, the long distance. Maybe I can throw this down and hit him, although I think he's bodyguarded now? No, he's not. Well. Alright. I should probably just kill the puppeteer, honestly. I think I missed my headshot, so... So yeah, you can see he tanks quite a bit, but archers can stun lock him pretty easily. Alright, this looks like the way it goes. Actually, this looks like a dead end now because there's so many slow traps. I would guess that this is a dead end, but maybe not. It might just be a room without any creatures in it. I don't know, this is a lot of space that has no creatures. I wonder if maybe the castle isn't done or something. Well, here's the boss room. Let's see if there's a boss. Alright, so there's the Count Nottingham. I don't know, maybe you were in the process of rebuilding your castle or something. The first part of your castle, though, it seemed pretty good. I like the archers. I'm not sure if I like the room choices. Like, some of them, like T-Junction and stuff, used to be really good, but I think they've fallen out quite a bit because of the new rooms that were introduced a couple patches ago. I think a lot of those are a lot better. I mean, I think they're still viable. My god, that hurts. This guy got a damage buff too. I'm pretty sure. He hit me for like 1,500 because he hit with 3 of those bolts from his that spread shot, which I've never really seen before. That was crazy. Alright. Yeah, pretty good castle. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up is Demacia, exclamation point. Castle level's a 19, so we'll jump into it on my knight. Let's see what he's got. Alright, a couple smelly warriors. Not going to be that difficult for a knight to deal with. Although I do like the bad dog. I accidentally cleaved him, and I mean, they chewed me up a little bit, but not a ton. I didn't use heal as well either. So, although you have this kind of gauntlet style castle, I can see already. Personally, if you're actually going for good castle defense, I think this is the weakest room in the game. It's the easiest to see down, it's like the least obstruction in your view, and you just kind of kill things. It makes for an interesting castle because it's just kind of a gauntlet. It brings me back memories of actually like legitly hard castles when Robo Shieldatrons used to be super overpowered. Like they used to actually be a DPS unit and a tank and a support, like it was everything. That kind of brings me back to people making castles that was just defended Robo-Shieldatrons all the way down, and then a 3 Robo-Shieldatron boss room. That hurt quite a bit, actually. Let's just get out of trap range, and just Jimbo should be no problem. Alright. So, I mean, that's the one thing that I would say in terms of improvements if you want to improve your castle. That sort of thing doesn't really work anymore. Not anymore, it never really worked. That room is just really weak because it's so easy to see everything. I'm used to having to get out of these displacement fields, but as I've said before, the level 16, 20, 24 version are no good. This specialization only becomes effective at level 28 and 32, and even then it's quite a bit weaker than it used to be now. Although, it's kind of weird because the nerfs that they said they did to Stairmasters seem to have not went through, and the buffs that they said that they did to Stairmasters seem to have not went through. Like, at the lower levels, you notice that the Stairmasters can tick their damage a lot more often. Like, more times. It's supposed to be that you only tick once every 4 seconds. Supposedly. That's what the patch notes said. Whereas these ones are still ticking multiple times really quickly. And then you have level 32 variants that seem to tick about that slowly, maybe a little bit quicker than that, but their damage has been nerfed significantly, which is one of the buffs that they said they did, so I'm not really sure. It's kind of confusing. Alright, I think that this Hungerbot, unless you have a Hungerbot somewhere else that needs to be on hook, should almost always be Pinstrike. Like, there's so much combo that you could do with a Pinstrike Hungerbot right here. You could make me, you know, get hit by the Pinstrike, land on the Spike Trap, take extra damage from that. I could take extra damage from the Zeke while I'm being stunned. I think that combo is much better with this group than the Hook variant. Alright. So, the Dr. Skull with heal, I don't know, he's not my favorite unit. I have to pull this away from the trap so I can actually DPS this down, but I think 10 points for a support unit isn't worth it. I've said that a couple times before. I would only use Dr. Skull inside of my castle like this, on Raising Hell. I don't think I'd use any other specialization, because 10 points for a support is only really worth it inside of the boss room, and even then it's hard to justify it. At least in my opinion. Alright. Let's see what this is gonna pull. I'm assuming something. Yeah, I saw the bad dog running around. Let's see what else. Smelly Archer, Smelly Archer, Smelly Archer, bad dog. Alright. So, the easiest way to take care of this would be go back one more corner right to here. There's nothing stopping me from abusing this corner either. No trap sounded or anything. Bad dog comes first, and then all of these archers just kind of get all close together so I can cleave them to death. That's probably the weakest, I don't know, the easiest way to deal with smelly archers. Like, if you can abuse a corner, archers are really bad by themselves. Same with this. You really have to have your traps like up a couple hexes or something so that it stops someone from abusing this corner so easily. Or even change this one specifically out for like a ballista trap, because then it'll just keep throwing it at you right here. Alright, so here we have... Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say, if this was Raising Hell Specialization Dr. Skull, this would actually be a good spot for it. Because I would aggro that, and then there's 4 dead archers right here that he can resurrect, and then all of these minions that he has on top of that. I think this is actually a really good spot for Raising Hell Dr. Skull. Alright. And then the boss room, we have another Dr. Skull, and I'll just be going after the Zeke here. That's a pretty obvious thing to do. So I can pretty much one-shot him. Alright, and then it's just actually dealing enough DPS to take down this Robo Shieldatron. Which can be sometimes tricky, but they don't heal. Dr. Skulls don't heal as much. Actually, I can do this. I can punt that guy away so he delinks and then kill the Dr. Skull, and then it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, I mean, outside of the boss room, I think that you should have Raising Health Dr. Skulls instead. Inside of the boss room, I can, you know, at least justify it somewhat that you're using 10 points to support 16 points rather than 10 points to support 10 points. Wait, is that right? No. 10 points to support 26 points in the boss room, 10 points to support 10 points inside of a normal group. That's kind of why I think that it's not really worth it, is 10 points just for support isn't really good when you can only have 10 other points that it's supporting. I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever, but it did in my head, so we will continue on number 3 in just a second. Alright, and lastly we have Drixie07. Castle level is a 32. So let's see if his castle's been updated for patch 20 or not. I mean, he has snowmen, but he might have just had a chicken in there regardless. We'll see. I do kind of like the snowmen theme. It's pretty cool. I like that they do things like this. Although I do wish, you know, free creation mode would have been better, but it's okay. Alright. So this is an interesting pull. Pete Poundmore, like I tested yesterday, quite a bit better than he used to be, but still easy to stun lock him with an archer. The 1500 points of damage he does on Fists of Rage is pretty good. I call that like every sort of different specialization name. I have no idea what the actual name for it is. Oh man. I call it Fists of Rage, Fists of Fury, 3-punch combo. I have tons of different names for that specialization because I literally don't remember specialization names at all. Alright, and Stairmaster up here. We'll throw a volley. I actually didn't get it. I feel like I should have. Oh, it's way up in that corner. Alright, I'm just gonna roll over it. Screw it. These aren't that scary anymore. Okay, and these guys actually went a different way. I think that is a problem with this room. I've noticed that in my own castle, where if you go a specific way, depending on how like the defender set it up, if I choose to go on this side of the castle, down on the bottom, it'll delink from itself. If I go towards the top, it'll work properly. I don't know why that's the case, but it seems like that is how it works. So there's not really much you can do about that. Was that 2 auto attack crits, or did I 2-shot him with just normal attacks? I'm guessing 2 auto attack crits. Yeah, it was. It was 1200 and 1200, I think. Alright. That's annoying. He got stunned and like moved back a hex. And that way he didn't get hit by the headshot. It's kind of annoying. Trap did more damage than the IMAX would have if he hit. Alright. I think bear traps need a nerf. That's one thing that I would say in terms of like attacking needs to get nerfed first, and then possibly volley in certain ways to help balance the archer a little bit. Bear traps are just so good at dealing with so many units. It needs to be reworked. Not just nerfed, it needs to be like completely reworked, I think. I'm not sure how to rework it properly. Maybe just snare instead of stun. Which, I mean, doesn't really make sense, but I don't know. I just hate how they can stop dead certain units, like charging Cyclopses and like pouncing spiders and stuff like that. That almost killed me. and he's enraged. This is probably like super dangerous. I should use a potion here. Alright, I lived. God, Zeeks are so scary now. Alright. Spider. I actually like these little spiders. He's not level 32 yet, or 30? I think they go up to 30. But I actually do like them, they're pretty good. At certain things. I mean, they still get one-shot volleyed, but they do decent damage and they pounce on you. So they have like a chance of dealing decent damage. They're kind of like Vamps, but 2 cost instead of 3. Like, I feel like they do the same, they have the same purpose as Vamps, in my opinion. But they can combo well with, say, Dr. Skulls and stuff like that. Alright, Dr. Skull, what is he going to be on? He's going to be on Enrage? Is that a thing? Wait, no. I'm so confused. Okay, it's the Puppeteer that's enraging. Alright, that's actually a pretty neat idea, actually. I like that. Because these guys have decent DPS, and then you have the extra little skeletons, so having one of these Puppeteers is actually like having a 1-point unit. Actually, that's really cool, huh? I never thought about it that way. So let's say you're going to be using a Dr. Skull and Raising Hell, right? And you want to put in Snotters or Derps for your trash mob to resurrect. Why would you ever pick something that's not a Puppeteer instead? If you have a Puppeteer, it's a 3-point cost. It summons 2 skeletons as its first action. So that's 3 units, but you get a Puppeteer out of it instead. That'll do some sort of AoE. Like, I feel like that's almost always better. That's an interesting idea I never really thought about. And then you can have Enrage, especially if they were to unlock different specializations. So that you can have like 3 Puppeteers in one group that are all on different specializations. Obviously you wouldn't use that with a Dr. Skull, you would only use the heal and the Enrage variant, but I think that'd be a neat little thing that you could try doing. I don't know, that seems pretty good though. I might actually have to take out a couple of my spiders and add in Puppeteers now. I never really thought about it that way. Because I'm pretty sure those skeletons can get resurrected as Dr. Skull minions. Alright, so we've got another Dr. Skull heal. Dr. Skull here. He's resurrecting a couple things, but nothing crazy. I think my castle that I make is actually going to have a surprising number of smelly warriors. Because I actually have hated the unit up until this point. Like, absolutely despised the smelly warrior. I thought it was just terrible. But now I actually like it. In certain circumstances, okay? When I say a lot of smelly warriors, I mean I'm going to have one in a lot of groups. I'm not going to have groups of just smelly warriors. They're definitely not good by themselves. I still hate them by themselves. But they are good at certain level of space control. Like, they're good at almost the exact same job as a as the Stairmasters used to have, where they have a space control around a certain, like, circular area around himself while he's charging up. And having one of those inside of a small, tight room with 2 traps on each side seems pretty good to me. I've actually played a castle where it had a lot of trash mobs like that, and it killed me. So that's kind of where I got the idea. I mean, I already had a couple of those groups inside of my castle, but I had a castle that was literally just that, and I never thought it would be as hard as it was. And I should be focusing a little bit more, because this could get out of hand pretty quickly. I do like this sort of thing from a defender point of view. Like, having a Explodifier with a Dr. Skull, if someone just sits there and starts attacking these skeletons, it'll get out of hand really quickly. Because you have an unlimited supply of free units just coming out. which is crazy. That's another thing that's good with Dr. Skulls on Resurrect is Explodifiers. That and Puppeteers are pretty good, I think. Probably the two best units to combo with the Dr. Skull. But yeah, your castle was pretty cool. I only got 1 star on it. Don't know how much time exactly I had left. In terms of improvements, I don't know. I mean, a lot of the stuff, it's very difficult to make a castle, I think, these days. You were going for more of like this. You had like a Pete Palmer, you had a couple Jimbos in there, I think, if I remember correctly. A lot of stuff that gets locked down by bear traps, and then the Dr. Skulls, while they can be good, it's also kind of up to the attacker to really be able to figure out what's going on and pinpoint the Dr. Skull and take it out, either with volleys or headshots or bear traps or anything like that. So it's very dependent on the attacker's skill rather than the defender's prowess to make a good defense, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty difficult to make a good castle these days. I'm not sure how well mine's gonna do either. You didn't really have all that many Stairmasters. I mean, I think your castle was pretty good overall. I don't really think of any improvements to make. You had a couple Zeeks in there, like you threw in a lot of different variants of units. So yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, this is number 3, so we'll end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of viewer casts, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. You can comment on my castle, or yeah, you can comment on my castle or comment on a video as well. I haven't been saying that in a lot of the videos because sometimes I miss comments on videos or something like that. Or if people comment on like I've had comments on like viewer castles number 17 or something and requesting me to do their castle now, and it's like I don't look at those videos anymore. Like they're months and months ago. I can't look at every video for comments. That would take forever. So that's why I've been just saying email me. It's easier. I don't miss any emails. Even though sometimes it looks like I do because I don't update the list every single day. I update it maybe once every 3, once every 5 days even. But yeah, with that, we're going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.